Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Cameron Mills, and this is the Nerdic Gods podcast, episode 263. Joining me, as always, Daniel Neveroli.
What's up? What's up, gamers?
You hear those people got $30,000 for that plane flipping over?
Excuse me?
You hear about this? I don't remember where it was, but they were.
I don't know what you just
saw
said.
the plane, the
No.
fucking plane. Okay, so a plane somewhere. I think it was in Canada somewhere. I could be wrong about that. The plane was landing, and then it like something went wrong with the wing. Like the wing like hit the fucking floor like too quickly or something, and then the whole plane like flips over and the wing fell off. And like everyone inside it. Yeah. A lot of planes going down recently. Be careful if you're flying. I don't know if you've heard about this. Well, everyone on there got $30,000. No, I'm
Was
just
there any
like,
serious injuries?
no one died.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
You know,
I'm sure they would cover any of your medical.
Sure,
You
yeah.
would think so.
But now, Danielle, I'm just booking flights left and right. I quit
How
my
many flights
job.
can you
I
take?
was like, let's go. Like, I'll just fucking take my chances here.
You gotta switch. You could play games on the go.
Right, exactly. It's like upside down, especially. And just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's like I either die or I get $30,000. It's like win-win both scenarios.
I mean, you win.
honestly.
Yeah, you win either way.
You win either way. You can't beat me.
Gotta have that switch to money.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I do gotta live just for that. And
Yeah.
we'll also be talking about Tony Hawk later, so I gotta live for that too. God
You gotta
damn
live
it,
for
too
that,
many
yeah.
things now. Fuck. They just had to announce these things, didn't they?
Might as well stop while we're ahead. You know.
Yeah.
Just
Let's just nick it in the bud
stop.
here. Yeah. Nip it in the bud. That's what I meant. That's the same.
Right.
Daniel, I thought we could go over our fantasy critic from last
Oh.
year. We finally got a lighter news week,
Sure.
and we haven't
Yeah,
been
let me
able
pull
to
it
do
up.
this year.
Yeah, let me pull it up and we can talk about it.
Cool. Okay, I'm on here right now. We'll go over last
You want to
year
go over last
first.
year's stats?
Yeah,
You know, it'd be
go
fun
over-
is to go because they actually even updated it once again since we've talked. Is they even updated the all-time stats again? There's even more in there now.
Yeah.
So we can even talk about that too. That's really fun.
we can dip in there too. All right, so 2024, you won last year. Congratulations. You
A
fucking
big
killed
win
it.
too, by a lot.
Big win.
Yeah,
Big win.
and
You
I had
fucking-
really bad negative.
You fucking
points.
killed it, dude. What were your total points? 156?
156, and I had negative 28 points for my
Damn.
counter picks.
Goddamn.
And yeah, I think I would have had the highest scoring team if my counter picks were better.
You just needed some other counter picks, you know?
Yeah, my counter picks.
Yeah, I
were
don't
rough.
blame you with the counter pick. The Silent Hill 2 remake, that wasn't a bad counter pick at the time, you know?
Because I didn't think it would come out. That was my thought.
You
process.
didn't think it would come out? Oh.
No,
thought it would
I
be bad.
also thought Space Marine would get pushed again because they were both in the second half of the year. I thought they would just be pushed. I mean, yes, Silent Hill, there was a chance it could have been bad. Just from those first trailers.
Dude, I remember after that little stupid direct they did, I was thinking like, I don't know, low 70s for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you fucking killed it. What was your highest scoring game? Let's see.
Metaphor.
Was it? Oh yeah, Metaphor.
Yeah.
Metaphor 92. You got 25 points out of that.
If you look at my draft list was really, really strong. Except there was one game I think I had to drop. I can't remember what it was. Because Aura, or maybe was Aura a part of my draft? No, Aura was a part of. So I guess Aura is the only one of the drafted games that I picked that wasn't super hot. But if you look at the rest of my 6 drafted games,
Yeah,
really
how far
strong.
down do we normally draft?
We go to 7.
We go
We
to
have 7
okay.
and and then 8 pickups.
Yeah. I mean, just your top. You had like a dragon. You had Paper Mario. You had Metaphor, Unicorn Overlord. Then you go down UFO 50. I got you a fuck ton.
Yeah, it was a great pickup.
Yeah,
and then
I
those
got you
last 2
21.
games really helped too.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Spark Zero. You got 12 out of Ace Attorney collection. You got 14.
Animal Well was a sneak pick.
Yeah,
no one was thinking about that one.
Yeah, 19.
89.
Yeah. Donkey, bro. He hasn't published bad games, you know.
He's 1 for 1, baby.
1 for 1, you know. He should dip out now, really.
I did it. I'm
just
good.
like, I'm good, guys. I'm good. Yeah. Congratulations, you got the crown back.
He's batting 1,000 right there.
Yeah, he's batting 1,000. You're batting 1,000. Fucking killing it. They scroll down to me. I got last fucking place this year.
You took swings last year.
Oh man, it's not only that. I was just getting shit on left and right last year. You know, it's like
rough pickups.
Yeah, I did. I did take some big swings. But yeah, then there was just a lot of bad luck mixed in with that.
It was really like if you look at it,
I mean, dude,
most
I had 1 week where let me see if I can find this week because I had 1 week where literally 3 of my games got delayed all in the same week.
wow.
Yeah.
Metal Gear was one of them, right?
No, Metal Gear didn't get officially delayed till December 31st.
Oh,
Those
okay.
fuckers.
You were just holding off for the game. I guess you had used your drop already. Is
Yeah,
that
I must have used my drop that at some point,
okay?
but yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah,
see.
Rivals still didn't get you any points, and it was out. Rivals of Ether 2
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
didn't get
which
you
was
any
bullshit.
points. Yeah.
Let me see.
Um.
Oh, Deca Police, The Alters, and Assassin's Creed Shadows all got delayed in the same week.
Yeah.
Rough. Deca Police gets
Rough.
delayed. They're like, oh, it's actually a 2026 game. Okay, thanks, guys. You already delayed it from 2023 to 2024. And then they're like
Wild.
2026 at the end of the fucking year. The
Insane.
Alters, it was like, okay, why'd you guys ever say 2025 then?
Yeah.
And then Assassin's Creed Shadow was just a shock of a
That was a
delay,
quick
honestly.
turnaround for Alters.
Yeah, I mean it was a quick
Like
turnaround for
as
that
announced, and
team, but
then
like I
they
was
thought,
assuming I think they're 11-bit studio. I mean, you're just assuming they have two different teams. They have to, right?
yeah,
With working on two games like that and trying to put them both out in the same year. It's just a little odd that they would announce it so early and then say 2025.
yeah.
But whatever. That one's understandable. Assassin's Creed Shadows was the biggest shock.
That was a shocker.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
could
for
figure,
sure.
I mean, Ubisoft on point with those normally, right?
Yeah, and
And
you
I don't
definitely you missed on your number one pick, which you can't even see it here, which was
Oh,
Mario,
that's what I had to
3D
drop was
Mario. That
Mario,
was your
yeah.
number one. So you just had it. That was yeah, that was what you used to drop actually.
Yeah, yeah. There was a time where
Um,
we thought Switch 2 could come out in 2024.
yeah,
Yeah. Rough year. Yeah, rough year.
I mean we're getting it in like about 5 weeks or so. We're gonna get that direct.
Yeah, finally get the release date for it. Can't wait.
Yeah, in games.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah,
to. Yeah, yeah. It was just a lot of bad luck. A lot of big swings, big misses, bad luck.
yeah. Sloan
You
was
know,
second
shit
place for
happens.
us.
Yeah. What did Salone get? Salone got
124.
124. Yeah,
He
he
had
has
a
some good
solid team
picks.
this year.
Yeah, Rebirth. He's
So he
always
had
pretty
some.
solid with this.
Yeah, he's always about third place. He definitely took it up a notch for this one, and he's doing really strong so far this year. Nat took third place. Uh, she had a good
Nat
start.
had a good year. If Nat played earlier, she could have won.
Maybe not even one. She definitely would have like gave me a run for my money for sure.
Yeah, yeah, she could have got it because she
She
had really good counter picks. She counter picked Suicide Squad because just like netting her 11 points, and then Avowed,
yeah
which just got delayed. Another one of
yeah
my games was Avowed, which got delayed.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah, she had some really strong stuff. Yeah, if she just would have picked up some big hitters earlier, could turn things around there.
Yeah, Sims had some good picks and then a few bad ones. He had a decent year last year.
Sims is just
His bad
wild
ones
with
are
his first picks, you know.
yeah, his bad ones were really bad, but
Suicide Squad, man. It's like, come
yeah,
on, the Brendan was on the wall there. Star Wars
give him
Outlaws, yeah, that ended up coming out way lower than I think a lot of us
yeah.
thought.
It still gave him points. He didn't really lose anything.
Yeah, you got 5 out of it. Still, it's like Open Roads, you got nothing. Baby Steps didn't come out.
He had really good pickups at the end of the year. He stole all those games from everyone.
Yeah, he had all the Nintendo games right at the end. He saved his money for all that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And then
fun,
Call of Duty, surprisingly, like for 4A Call of Duty, they usually don't review super high.
fun year. You can see how weird of a year 2024 ended up being just from all our lists.
A lot of delays.
Yeah, a lot of delays, a lot of games coming out of left field, you know.
Hmm.
Then we move on to 2025, and we're already well into the year. What is it now? About
We're
mid-February
basically
here.
2 months in. Yeah.
Yeah, and we started this right at the end of December, beginning of January.
That's when we started drafting. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
I forget what the first, I don't even remember what the first game or even release.
Must have been something in January.
Yeah. Was it? Oh, it was a Dynasty Warriors, I think.
Dynasty Warriors, yeah.
Was I
There
think
you
the
go.
first game. Yeah.
And then yeah, let's go over your list. Then we can go into detail on our list. Where are we then? You're already at 23 points. You got a couple games out already.
Hmm.
Your first pick was GTA 6, the rightful first pick.
I think,
Uh,
yeah, I think for what we know to come out, I think I don't really know why you'd pick anything else unless you really don't think that game's coming out.
yeah, yeah. It's looking more and more likely, I think, too, that it is coming out. But
Hmm.
yeah, I still think it is. I'm leaning towards it is. Then you got Avowed. You got 12 points for that one. Just came out. Then you
Yeah,
go Metal Gear Solid
a little
Snake
lower
Eater.
than I thought
Yeah.
for Vowed.
Yeah, I think we were talking about last week.
Just a few
Thought like,
points.
yeah,
Yeah,
84, 85, but 82, I mean, whatever. Not a big
it's
deal.
still a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you're off like 3 points, so not that bad. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, you just got release date for August
hmm
29th, I believe. Then you picked up
hmm
Wanderstop, picked up Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D. Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I think comes out next month, right?
It's soon. Yeah, I can click on it. Let me see. March 20th. So yeah, in a month.
Yeah. Which should be big points, I think. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
what
think
that
so.
game originally reviewed at. It's a Wii U game,
I
right?
think
So
lower than the other, like the main series, but it'll get at least 10 points.
it's a bit of a different game, right, from the main series,
Yeah,
isn't it?
you're
It's like
like
more of a
in
survival
mechs.
thing.
Well, you're in like mechs
You're
or
in like
something.
max. Okay,
There's like
interesting.
mech combat.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like
So I think
mechs.
it's more what's that mech series?
Armor
Armored
Core,
Core.
more like
It's more
that.
like that, I think,
That's cool.
than a typical Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got Borderlands 4, just got a release date as well last week,
hmm
September.
hmm
Then that was it for your like pickups, right? The initial pickups.
That was my draft.
Okay,
Yeah.
so everything after this you picked up after draft. You
I
picked
picked
up
up a lot.
Yeah, you
Um
picked up a lot. You're
a
filling out your
few
list very quick this
two
year.
of these I don't think are going to come out, and I'll have to drop them, but we'll see.
Yeah, Lonely Mountain Snow Riders you picked up. You got 11 points off that one. What made you pick up that?
Because I know how secretly popular Lonely Mountain Downhill was.
Sure.
Do you remember that game?
A
It's
little
the
bit.
like the biking game where you're like
Yeah.
it's kind of like interesting little poly art, and then you're kind of going down trying to like go down these tracks, and you're going down a mountain,
Yeah.
and you're trying not to fall off your bike and stuff. And this one's just that, but like
But snowboarding.
um, snowboarding and probably skiing and stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
I just knew that it would get me some points. I actually didn't think it'd get this high.
Then you
I was
picked
just trying
up
to sneak in points.
then you picked up just the greatest name ever. A Teller Yuma, the Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land.
You were close,
Was I?
but I think
Okay.
it's Atelier.
Atelier, whatever.
Yeah, I think you're close though.
Yeah, whatever,
Yeah,
bro. I,
this
I
game's
mispronounced all these made up words. All right.
well, isn't every word made up?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So yeah, this game I think is going to be like a sneak pick. I think like this series usually gets pretty well reviewed.
Yeah.
I know someone that we just got for um, this year to do Fancy Critic with us, who's been on the show, Andrew. Um, yeah, he likes the Atelier series. I know that he's a big RPG guy, so I think he's played the whole series.
And then he picked up Judas, which I would call your biggest risk so far.
I'm waiting to see if they just put like I can get a free drop for it.
Yeah.
These
Put
next
a
two are the ones that I
2026 on
don't
it.
think are coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put 2026 on it. Yeah. Yeah, Jason Schreier did just reply to someone asking if it was on track for this year with a haha. So
Okay.
yeah, that's not a good sign. That's not a
Good to
good
know.
sign. I
I
really
might
hope it somehow,
I
some
might
way
just
does come
drop
out
it
this
and
year, but
use my drop for it.
yeah, you might need to. You might need to on that one. Then he picked up Sword of the Sea, which is the guys from that made the
That game
Pathless.
company
Yeah. Uh, is that their name?
and Journey. Yeah.
No, you're wrong.
This is not the Journey people?
No, no,
This
no,
is
no.
this is
This isn't
the
that game company. This is
okay.
the Pathless. They
This is the
made
Pathless people.
Abzu and the
Okay.
Pathless. Yeah.
Okay. I know
Uh,
that what's his name? Austin Wintory is scoring this one.
is he? Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's scoring
This
because
one
he
looks very
scored
cool.
Pathless. Yeah.
Yeah, this one looks very cool. You're kind of like skateboarding, snowboarding on your sword over like
Yeah.
sand dunes, and
Looks very cool.
yeah, I'm sure it's just gonna be a lot like the Pathless
Like Journey meets Tony Hawk.
and Abzu. Yeah, exactly. Where it is just Journey yet again. Although the Pathless wasn't really that. So yeah, their name it's Giant Squid Games.
Giant Squid. Okay.
Yeah, that's their name. I've liked both their past games quite a bit. They don't score the highest, but yeah, I like the pick. I think the game looks good. Does it come
I
out
like
this year?
Abzu.
You think it might not come out this year? I think
Yeah,
that's a good pick. Like they are due. The Pathless
it's
was
been
2020, so
it's
you
been a
would
while.
think. But then again, it is an indie team, so who knows with them.
Yeah, we'll see. I picked it up just thinking it would. If not, maybe they'll just put a date on it, at like another direct or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere this year at some
Yeah.
point. So, then you got Shinobi Art of Vengeance, which just got announced last week, or at least
Mm-hmm.
officially announced. I know Sega did the whole Game Awards thing like a couple years ago, and it was like in there as well. But now it got officially announced last week. Comes out on August 29th. Should be good. I think you're gonna get a lot of points for that one. I tried to bet on
Yeah.
that one too. I think you overbet me by $1. But let me look.
Yeah, we can actually see. I forget what I bet. I think I
Yeah,
bet
you bet
18.
18. I bet 17. You little bastard. It's funny. It's always
Yeah.
funny when you like fucking lose out by $1 or whatever. But yeah, I think you'll get a lot of points for that one. That game looks awesome.
Yeah. I'm guessing like 84
Yeah, something like
is
that.
what I think. It'd be nice if it's higher. I'm not super confident
Yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
hard
be
to
much
tell with
higher than
games like
84.
that. Like it could be anywhere from like low 80s to like fucking 90s, honestly.
The reason why I say that is because I'm pretty sure I had Streets of Rage 4
Yeah.
in 2021, and that was I think 84
Was it?
or
Okay.
83. So I'm guessing right around there. That's what this one will do too.
Yeah, strong pickup. And then your latest pickup is Knights in Tight Spaces.
Yeah. You remember me talking about their first game, Fights in Tight Spaces?
Fights in Tight Spaces, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, where it's like that
vaguely.
card game and you're like it's a beat 'em up. So but they're like moves.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a top down turn based, like you go, then the enemies go. And your moves are cards. And it's like a roguelite, like you go through rooms and like different scenarios to fight different people. And then when you like complete the room, it like goes through and does all of the moves that you do, like a whole playthrough of like how you killed everyone in the room.
Oh, it like re-shows you all that? That's
Yeah, it
cool.
re-shows you that.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's kind of like very John Wicky. He's like in a suit and
fair.
you're not like shooting people really, but you're like going and punching people and doing that kind of stuff. And this one's their sequel of it, and it's you just I guess knights in a similar
You
room,
do it
and
with a sword now.
you do it with swords and yeah.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
I'm assuming this will just give me some points. I knew that no one else was thinking about knights in tight spaces. So
Yeah, no one else wants those tight spaces. So you have 2 picks left, and then your counter picks are the Altars and the unannounced Final Fantasy IX remake. The Altars is my pick, so you're going up against me here. How dare
okay.
you? Uh, and
Yeah,
then unannounced
I
Final
know you like
Fantasy
this game.
9 remake is an unannounced game that Chris picked up.
I
Respect the pick. Respect
not
the
coming out
pick.
this year, but that's why I picked it up because it's if it does, it'll be next year. Their Square's
Yeah,
not.
it's funny because like the first thing we've heard from this in a while was last week from that Nate the Hate guy was
Yeah,
he was
he
saying
said
he's here in
2026, right?
2026. Yeah, so it's seemingly like a good pickup or a good counter pick.
Yeah, and then the altars. The altars was like a I know that you're excited for the game, and it wasn't trying to poke at you. It was more of like,
No, you directly offended me.
we'll see. Oh, I'm sorry.
Directly offended me and insulted my entire family. I'll be burning down your town now.
Oh, the whole town?
The whole
I
fucking
mean,
town. The whole town.
please don't do that. We
Yeah,
don't need
yeah.
that.
Asheville needs another fucking hit now. I'm
Yeah,
sending
thank you.
another storm that way.
Great,
you,
fantastic, thanks.
you deserve it now. All right, we can go to my list then.
Sure.
My first pickup, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Yeah, I just think it's Nintendo. It's the
That's a
only.
great.
It's the only Nintendo game besides Pokemon ZA that is actually scheduled for this year.
Mhm.
And so I trust them that it'll actually come out. And yeah,
I mean, what was other or not? What was the name of that game? Dread. What was Dread? Was like an 86, right?
yeah, I wouldn't
I
even
think
go
you gave
off
me about
that. I would
that.
go off the other Prime games, and I mean, Prime Remastered was like a 94, and the other
Yeah,
2 games are both in the 90s as well on Metacritic because OpenCritic
2
wasn't a
and
thing
3
back
are in
then.
90s as well.
Yeah, on Metacritic,
Is
but
it really
yeah,
interesting?
yeah. So
I know 1 was always super high scoring. I didn't know how well the other 2 did.
yeah, I just think it's gonna get that Nintendo bump from reviews as well. I'm thinking high scores here.
Prime's been gone for a long time,
Yeah, a long time now. So it's a very hyped up game. And then
for
my
sure.
second pick was Sid Meier's Civilization 7. Only got 11 points off of that one. I was hoping for higher.
Yeah,
Something for
I
higher.
am I think this is one's gonna maybe fluctuate with more reviews as, like, they start fixing the problems with the game,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, that's what it
That
seems like
happens.
what happens with these games. But
Civ 6 did the same thing.
yeah, yeah. But yeah,
It launched with
it's
some
weird because Civ
problems, and
6 is so high on OpenCritic. Like, I wonder if more reviews come in after it gets
I
updates
think
and
that's what's
DLCs
gonna
and all
happen.
that. Yeah, and then just bumps up. So I don't know. Hurry up with those updates before the end of the year, then, guys.
Oh, you have the whole year, yeah.
Whole year. Let's just keep bumping those numbers up there. That'd be nice. Oh, I didn't even mention
Yeah.
my biggest hit from fucking last year. It was fucking Flight Simulator, which
Oh,
was like
yeah,
the
true.
biggest disappointment. I think I got like
Yeah.
4 points off that.
Yeah, it
It's
was
just
like 4 or
fucking
5 points.
crazy, dude. It was
Rough.
easily expected 90 something on that one.
Mhm. We
Uh,
all did. especially when you picked it up. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
I
mean,
was gonna get
who
that game.
wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Who would? I think when Kind of Funny was going over their fantasy critic, I think it was Andy described it as like, "Oh, your star quarterback came out, but he didn't play that night."
Yeah.
Then my next pick was Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Yeah, I
Great
like
pick.
the look of this game.
That was
I think it's
one
gonna
I
be
was gonna
good.
get.
Yeah, guys, the guys from Blasphemous making it as well.
Mhm,
I think a lot of people are gonna be happy to see Ninja Gaiden back in a 2D space, so I think it'll get pretty good scores.
for sure.
Then I picked up unannounced Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake.
This is a
You know,
this is a
you gotta throw
swing.
some out here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire with these type of things. You know, maybe it doesn't come out this year, but this is a real thing. Like this is happening. Will it be a remake or remaster? That's my biggest worry. It could be a remaster, and then I'd be fucked. Although I don't know what would happen there, considering someone counterpicked it, and so I'm like locked in.
You would be locked in, and then it would disqualify. So
It
it's
would
similar to what happens with
disqualify.
Sims
Okay.
with Football Manager.
Yeah.
It's like so with him, it's like it got completely canceled as a game. So
Yeah.
it under it's orange on his because it's completely disqualified from a pick because doesn't it's not a game releasing.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna trust in Phil Spencer and trust this game's gonna come out and it's gonna be
He will
it's gonna be
personally
fucking awesome.
deliver you a copy
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's all I want, honestly. And I imagine it would be pretty high. You know, I don't know how people are gonna view a re-release of Oblivion. You know,
I mean, it's a fan favorite.
yeah, no, it definitely is, and I mean, it's certainly a extremely highly rated game. I think it's at like a 96 on Metacritic or whatever the fuck. So, and OpenCritic wasn't around back then when it was. So, yeah, I don't know what a re-release would actually end up doing, but we'll see, I guess. My next pick then was The Alters. Yeah, I think this game looks fucking rad. So, you know, it's a hard pick, but
Mhm.
I think it looks really good. Then I picked up Skate Story as well. This game getting really good previews, and
Yeah,
hopefully it's actually coming out
it
this
looks
year.
really cool.
Devolver Digital said they're announcing a bunch of games soon with release dates, so we'll see. This has got to be one of them that's at that thing. So, should be getting a date at some point here in the near future, I'd imagine. Then I picked up, yeah. Then I think now we go into the games that I just picked up after our initial pickups. Then I picked up Talos Principle Reawakened, which is a pointless remake of the first Talos Principle. But I think it'll score fairly high still.
Mhm.
Another one from Devolver Digital that it should be getting a date any minute here. Then I picked up Ninja Gaiden 4, which of course got announced at the Xbox Direct earlier this year. I just think this game looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I think Platinum and Koei Tecmo both working on it. Xbox publishing it. Yeah, I think they're all going all in on this one too, considering not only does Platinum need a win pretty badly, Koei Tecmo needs a win pretty badly, and they got that Microsoft money back in it. So I think they're gonna go all in on this one. Yeah, my only pullback with Ninja Gaiden 4 is Platinum right now. Platinum's in a very
Sure.
bad spot, like
It
at the
lost
moment.
a lot of people.
Yeah, lost a lot of people, and the studio in general is looking pretty dicey as if it'll stay around. But hopefully that just kind of motivates them to make this great. And they also got
Yeah.
a whole other team backing them up on it and working on half the game as well. So
But there are like rumors of them doing with Yoko Taro doing another near game. So
yeah, it's that too. Yeah, so yeah, they need a win here. So I'm pulling for him with this one. And then I picked up unannounced Respawn Star Wars RTS game.
just I don't know
Love
where you
it,
hear this
love
rumor.
it,
Where's that
love
from?
it, love it. There's a rumor that's getting announced at Star Wars Celebration. So I looked into
Oh, right.
this a little bit more. This game's been in development since 2021 at this point. It's not just Respawn making it. It's like the guys that formed the team from what's the XCOM guys?
Firaxis.
Firaxis. The guys that left Firaxis have formed a team and are now working with Respawn on this.
Was that the dude? What's his name? The guy that did the Marvel game,
I think so.
Midnight Suns.
Yeah,
That guy. I forget his
think
name.
I think so. Yeah, I can't remember his name either. But nonetheless,
Okay.
I think this
That's
will come
exciting.
out, and I think it'll end up being pretty good. Does it come out this year? Maybe not. Maybe not. But I don't think this is the type of game you announce and then have like a big lineup towards like, hey guys, here's this new Star Wars RTS game not coming out for another 3 years. Like I just don't see that with this type of thing. I think this is the type of thing where you announce it in April and it's out in October.
Sure, that'd be cool. Need more cool Star Wars games like that.
It's like,
Um,
how many assets for Star Wars does Respawn already have? It's like they could make this pretty quick if you wanted, but yeah, we'll see.
I
We'll
I
see.
don't know. I guess it depends on what type of game and if
2021,
it's a new studio
2025,
too.
it's yeah, I mean all very true. It could
Yeah,
possibly not come out this year, but I still have a free drop, so not too
yeah,
worried about it. But I'm gonna take my chances with it.
yeah.
And
You
then
already
my
did one drop.
did I?
We'll talk about that. Yeah, because you it was your
Oh
last
yeah.
drafted game.
Yeah, that didn't use my drop though.
It
That
did not use your drop. No, no,
yeah,
no. It was
yeah,
a
that was
free
a free
drop
drop. Oh yeah, okay. So I also picked up Earthblade in the
for your draft.
for the draft thing. Yeah, I just
That
get
was
shit
my
on
game.
again. Yeah. And then Earthblade just straight up gets canceled. They
Just a
straight up
canceled
canceled
video
the
game.
game. Yeah. What was the story? So like someone left the company, right? And then
It was like an art director or something.
art director left the
They were like
company
they
and
were like two of the creator or the heads were like not seeing the vision and eye to eye.
is the and what? It's a studio of like what, 6 people or whatever?
It's not very many.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
very many. Yeah, so losing one person, that's probably a vital asset to it. Yeah. And yeah, the whole game just ended up getting canceled. So indie games, man, you can't trust these guys. This is
Mm-mm.
but yeah,
I
shit
mean,
happens.
Team Cherry, where's Hollow Knight?
Where's Hollow Knight? What's going on there? Yeah. Who picked Hollow Knight? Was that Andrew?
I think it was Andrew. Yeah.
Yeah. Andrew, you gotta love the picking up Mina the Holler and Hollow Knight.
Yeah,
It's like
that's a
oof,
game
oof.
that's been
You could
passed
tell it's his
around.
first year playing.
It's his
It's
first year
like
playing.
ooh. Those are we do this every year. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, let's hang on. My counter picks were Dynasty Warriors Origins. Yeah, I got more than I thought it would. Got 11 points. Not too bad. I thought maybe like 77 or whatever, but yeah, quite a
Yeah.
bit. So I already got some minus on me.
Not the worst for a counter pick, but definitely it's
No,
definitely
yeah,
a,
not
a
the
bad
best, not
counter
the
pick.
worst, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was hoping for lower. I was hoping that game would fucking suck and just fail, but whatever. Good for Dynasty Warriors. I actually think that game looks cool too. I would like to play it at some point.
Sloan, that's a game Sloan's been playing.
Oh, is he? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I also picked up Atom Fall because I just think that game looks like a janky mess. But
I mean, I don't even know
we'll
if that's
see.
gonna come out this year too.
We'll see. Oh, it has a date. It's coming out in
Does it
March.
have a date?
Yeah,
Oh, it's coming out in March. I didn't
yeah,
know that.
yeah.
Okay.
March 27th. So we'll find out very soon. With that game, I'm hoping to score points on that one. God damn it.
You think so? All right.
No, I don't. But that's what I'm hoping for, Daniel. That's what I'm hoping for.
We'll see. Yeah.
Any other things you want to shout out? I mean, you gotta shout out Sims counter picking Grand Theft Auto 6.
That's the biggest thing.
I mean, that's
It's a
fucking
wait and see
wild.
this year.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Man. It's just a wild thing. I would never.
I egged him
Someone
on
could have
too.
picked it up last year, and I still wouldn't have picked it up just in
Mhm.
case, even though they already said 2025.
I was poking the bear. He was talking about like it ain't coming out. I'm like, he counterpick it then. Do it.
He did it.
And he did.
He did it. He
And
did
he
it. He
did.
counterpicked it. He's very confident it's not coming out this year. And then he also counterpicked Clay Obscure Expedition 33. He could be onto something there.
Mhm.
Like that could end up being like 70 something, but that could also end up being like high 80s. So I don't know. Risky one.
For sure.
And you gotta love his first pick being Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra.
The game that's
Love
not
this
definitely
guy.
not coming out.
What's going on with this guy's mind?
You
To be
don't
fair to
wanna know.
him, they did put a 2025 at the end of that fucking trailer.
Was there really?
Yeah, there was. So I don't know. That game's seemingly maybe that's one of those where it pops up at like Summer Games Fest or whatever, and it's like, hey, it's out in November or whatever.
Here's a big
maybe.
gameplay trailer.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe he did also pick up the two most likely Switch games that are unannounced, which is Mario Kart, which has now been confirmed, not for this year, but confirmed that there is a Mario Kart, and then also the unannounced 3D Mario platformer game, which no indication is a real thing, but everyone's assuming it is at this point.
Mhm.
So we'll see. We'll see with that. It's gonna be funny when the direct does drop and everybody's already got all the unannounced ones. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, great.
There's got to be
Pointless.
something there to pick up.
Yeah, I
There always
still
is.
think
There's at least some other launch games.
Nintendo's
or
gonna come out of
something.
left field with something though too.
Yeah, like a
like
Snipper Clip or something. Like Snipper Clips 2.
that too.
You know?
Yeah, there will be that, but like I still think something big. Like
Could be a big thing, yeah. Like a
I
what about
doubt
a new
Nintendo
WarioWare?
is Nintendo really just gonna do what we think and just have
Mario Kart?
Mario Kart, Metroid Prime, and a 3D Mario? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nintendo rarely does what we think. You know,
Oh, for sure,
like
yeah.
when has
What about a new
Nintendo
sports
ever
game?
done what we all think they're gonna do? Yeah, that too. That's up there. Luigi's Mansion. I was thinking about the other
Luigi's
day.
Mansion,
Like
yeah, 4,
they're
yeah.
due. When did that come out? 2019.
Yeah, but that team, Next Level, also does some sports
They do
games.
the
So
sports games and stuff
they
like that
did the
too.
soccer
Yeah,
one, I think,
but
right?
still, like I wouldn't be surprised if the Luigi's Mansion's this October. You know,
Yeah,
right
no,
around Halloween.
for sure.
It
The
wouldn't
soccer game
surprise
was
me at
like 2
all.
years ago, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah,
So,
that wouldn't shock me at all.
yeah.
Trying to see any other interesting picks here. Yeah, not too much. I mean, everybody's filling out their list pretty quick. We got a lot of players this year, so that's kind of
Mhm.
holding everyone back.
Yeah,
Uh,
with having Andrew here, there's gonna be even more games to, have to fight for.
yeah, yeah. And then we can go into the all-time stats a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's really fun, and they keep adding more all-time stats in here.
Oh,
Like, they
do they?
started adding high scoring games, lowest scoring games.
Yeah, I haven't
Um,
clicked in here too much.
yeah, best counter picks, worst counter
So your
picks.
all-time points are 605. That's all together for the what is it? 4 years we've done this then previously.
Yeah, years. Yeah, 4 years. This is the 5th year. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the 5th year, and then mine is 546, and then highest scoring game ever was you with Tears of the Kingdom. That's interesting. Then
Mhm.
it's me with Elden Ring.
Really close. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, those are close, both 95.
Mhm.
Yeah, mine's Elden Ring is 95.28. Tears of the Kingdom is 95.87. Yeah, those are really
Yeah.
close.
Very close. Yeah.
You got Astrobot in there, 94. Ragnarok, Asgard's
That
Wrath
Asgard's
2.
Wrath, that made you
Yeah,
win for
yeah,
your
that
that
did
was the game that
that
we
got me the
fought
dub in
for.
2023.
Yeah.
Uh, lowest scoring game. This is funny. Sports Story. Interesting. That's the lowest
Yeah.
scoring
I
game at
remember
53.
when mhm.
Wasn't
It's
like
because it, like, came out broken and stuff.
oh, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, wasn't there? It's Golf Story, right? That was like the
Golf
first
Story was
one,
the good
right?
one.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
was the good one. Okay, and then Redfall's the second lowest scoring game with 57. Modern
Yeah, look,
Warfare
it's like how many of
3.
these have Sims on it
Oh, Sims.
in a row. Oh,
Sims.
man.
Suicide Squad,
Yep.
Sims.
He
Yeah,
also has
yeah.
Icarus.
I will say me and you not on the lowest scoring game list.
Nope. My name is
uh,
our names are nowhere to be found.
yeah, we ain't picking those.
Yeah,
Best
Sloan
counter
actually is
picks.
there too for one of them with
Payday
Saints
3.
Row. That was a tough
Oh, Saints
no,
Row. There
Saints
it is.
Row.
Yeah. Best counter picks was Nat with Suicide Squad last year. Yeah, that was a good
Mhm.
one. That was me in 2021. What did I counter pick? Destruction All Stars. Yeah, yeah, that makes a
Yeah, I
lot of
got you some
fucking
points.
sense. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. What else they got in here? This is interesting. Worst counter picks was you last year with
Mhm.
Silent Hill 2. Wow, yeah,
I'm in there
still won.
twice.
Yeah.
I'm in there twice on
Then it
this
was
list.
me with Halo Infinite in 2021. I counter picked Halo
Yeah,
Infinite.
you
Wow.
didn't think it
Yeah.
was coming out. That's
Oh,
why,
okay, okay.
because it was at the
Makes
end of the
sense. It
year.
almost didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, on this top list here, this top 10 list, I'm on here twice for last year. That's how bad my last year's counter picks were.
Oh, because you got Warhammer on here as well.
Mhm.
Minus 11.
I'm
Yeah,
actually on
minus
here
11 is pretty
3.
bad. I almost got on here again with Dynasty Warriors, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
just barely didn't.
Even 2 years ago with Planet Alana, that wasn't a good counter pick. I have 3 of the worst. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
need to get better at
I had
counter picking.
Arceus as well 1 year. Most budget spent on games $70 by Sims in for Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That's worth it
Wow.
though. That's worth it.
It was worth it for
Yeah.
sure.
Then me with $53 for Pokemon Scarlet. Not worth it. Not worth it at
It
all.
got like 10 something. I forget how many points. It was not worth 50, but it was worth trying to get.
Anything else
Oh,
interesting
then
in
you
here?
stole Asgard's Wrath with 23. That's how you won.
Mm, mm,
That's how much it took.
definitely worth it. Sleeper factor. Biggest sleeper factor was Asgard's Wrath too.
Mhm.
So is that just like not a lot of people on
Not
the
a lot of hype
site
factor,
picking it
but
up?
compared to what it scores, I think
Yeah.
is what it is. So,
And
like,
then you had the
last year,
second one with UFO
UFO
50.
50,
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
one
that
was
was
thinking about that
sleeper.
game. Yeah.
That Immortal in 2022. Or
Yeah,
Immortality.
you have a lot on the sleeper factor.
Yeah, yeah. I do dominate the sleeper factor, huh? Wait till that unannounced respawn RTS.
Yeah, and then I have 2. Ender Lilies a few years ago. I kinda
Yeah, what
heard
do I
about.
have? I have Humanity. I tried to pick up Braid too. He stole
Immortality,
that from me.
Neon
Lorelei
White.
on the Laser Eyes, Neon White. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
A lot of sleepy rounds.
humanity.
Flop factor. This is interesting. Biggest one is Sam's Redfall, then me with Battlefield 2042. Saints Row on here again. You
Oh,
with
I'm
Callisto
not here.
Protocol.
Yeah, Callisto was a tough one because that looked so good going
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, Pokemon Scarlet was 72. Interesting.
Oh, it was even less. Okay.
Yeah.
Less than I
I
thought.
don't know. So yeah, there we go. Individual year stats. Highest one is me with 176 in 2022. Then you in 2021 with 165. Then me in 23 with 161. Then you, is this last year? Yeah, you last year with 156. You in 2023, 142. You're very consistent. You in 2022, 141.
Yeah, all my teams are very
And you get the
close.
Sims, yeah. It's all
Yeah,
right.
none of all my teams are in like right next to each other. That's really funny. Yeah, you just take big swings and then it will pay off. It
Or it
seems to be what
doesn't, and I
happens.
fail miserably.
Yeah.
It's that gambling instinct in me.
Are you addicted to gambling?
I do sports bet quite a bit.
Oh, uh-oh. I shouldn't have got you into this.
What you did got there? Oh, if I could bet on video game review scores,
If we could bet on Fantasy Critic?
Oh my god,
Be over.
I would lose so much money.
You'd be asking me, what do you think? What's this gonna review? Just tell me. Just tell me.
Let me get a dollar, bro. I'm telling you, man, this Respawn RTS game coming out.
It's coming out, I swear.
Fucking coming. There's a minor rumor for it online.
It was a dog on the corner.
Yeah, he told me, man.
He told me.
He told me. All right, Daniel. Let's get into the news for the week. It's been another busy week in the world of video games.
It has.
Our first news story then. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 might finally be real. There are lots of indications coming out this week about this. The latest,
even last week.
Yeah, even last week. Was there last week?
Yeah, Tony Hawk came out and said something about them potentially making a new game. Remember?
Oh, okay.
He was like in an interview for something. About it.
But yeah, there's a lot of things coming out this week. The latest of which is some sort of teaser going on in Black Ops 6 on a multiplayer map. There is some sort of sign, I guess, in one of the multiplayer maps that says March 4th, 2025, and has a little skateboarder symbol up top, the little pro skater symbol right above it. So who knows what's going on there? This is all very interesting, Daniel. Some professional skateboarder did an interview earlier this week as well, saying that he's in the new Tony Hawk game, and he didn't label like what kind of game it was, what it was, or anything like that, but he let it slip that he's in a new Tony Hawk game as well, which happens every time. All the fucking time. It's like when Goofy announced that Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out like the next year or whatever, and it didn't for like 5 years after.
The same thing.
Same thing. It's exactly like that. But I forget the skateboarder's name, so forgive me. It's one of the new age skateboarders. That,
yeah, he's a younger
remember their names. Yeah. But he was in the last one as well. So
he was in the remake 1 and 2.
Yeah, he was in the remake of 1 and 2.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so he's not like that new, but yeah, one of those guys. And yeah, he was doing an interview, said that he's in the new Tony Hawk game, and then one leaker came out earlier and said that he's possibly heard of a shadow drop of Tony Hawk's 3+4 at the Xbox showcase in summer. So I don't know. Things are kind of lining up here for Tony Hawk's 3+4, and
yeah,
I'm begging for it, Daniel. Please, something to live for.
So do you think it's 3-4? Or do you think it's 6?
It's 3-4. It's
You think it's 3 or 4?
Yeah, it's 3-4. I seriously doubt it's. I don't even. The fan base doesn't even want a 6. Honestly, I don't want 6. I would be significantly less excited.
Would you prefer a reboot?
6? No, I would prefer 3-4 over anything new. You know, it's. The thing is with these games now is that they are all just nostalgia based. You know, that's all they are. As is skateboarding in general. You know, skateboarding is a thing of the past. You know, I know there's a fan base still skateboarding. There's still hardcore skateboarders out there, but it is not what it once was. You can
90s and 2000s.
Yeah, 90s and early 2000s, mid 2000s. It's you couldn't look outside without seeing some kids around skateboarding. Now it's nowhere near what it once was. So I think I think they have to go back and just remake them. Maybe eventually we'll get to a new one, but even last time they made a new one, they just completely burnt the fan base because it was just a shit product, you know.
Mhm.
And so I think a lot of us Tony Hawk fans don't even really trust anyone to make a new Tony Hawk game. Maybe eventually we could
Do you
get there,
think-
but
It's funny you said that. Do you think this is the same team? Do you think it's what are they were Vicarious
yeah,
Visions?
so it's an interesting question. Who is making this, right? Vicarious Visions, of course, did Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 back in 2020, but then they got folded into Blizzard and became Blizzard Albany. So that team seemingly no longer on the table for this. I mean, maybe you could dig them out and
Who
fucking
knows?
yeah, who knows?
I'm sure they're still passionate about
I
it.
guess it's a possibility. So then you go to the other Activision studios and start questioning which one would be most likely to make it. Toys for Bob, of course, left
Maybe.
Microsoft, but you wonder, was this the game Toys for Bob was working on that they signed a deal with Microsoft
would
for?
think so.
Yeah, it seems unlikely, right? That seems
Yeah.
unlikely to me. You would expect that to be something in the Crash Bandicoot Spyro realm, and not this. But who knows? My mind goes to Beanox as the most likely
Beanox.
subject. Their name pops up when you load up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2, so they had some sort of
assisted.
support development on it. So maybe it's them.
They need to be doing a new Crash Team Racing though.
Oh my god,
I know you
no
do.
idea. You have no idea how bad I want that. So yeah, my mind goes to Beanox and then probably some other support Activision studios. You know, Activision has so many of those studios. There's Activision Shanghai, there's Activision blah blah blah, whatever.
High Moon.
So yeah, High Moon, stuff like that. Raven, even they could touch
Raven.
it or whatever. So there's so many little studios in that whole little family there that it could be one of them. Unless Microsoft just, I don't know, sent it out
Did
to
it themselves?
yeah, maybe they sent it out to some other studio, you know, it's more of a third party project. I don't know. You figure this wouldn't be that difficult to make, right? You could just take all the assets from 1+2, put it in 3+4, bada bing, bada boom, you know.
I guess you need the new
Control Alt
maps and
3+4. That's how the game development works, right? That's how you do it. It's
just changing the logo.
yeah,
That's
just
it.
change the logo. You're fine. That's it. That's all we did here.
That's all you need.
That's fine. And so yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know who's making it, but I will be very excited. I'll be there day one. God, if that's this year, dude, Jesus Christ. I mean, does Microsoft have the best fucking year ever if this is this year as well? Like, imagine
I
if
don't know.
this and the Oblivion remake is this year as well, on top of everything else Microsoft is putting out. Is that the best year a publisher has ever had?
At least for them for
Like,
a
it
long,
fucking
long
might
time.
be. It might be,
Yeah.
bro. I mean, you add in,
I mean,
you add in Avowed, South of Midnight, Doom Eternal, or not Eternal, Doom Dark Ages, and then everything they got coming out in fall, Ninja Gaiden 4, possibly Fable, possibly
gotta
Outer
be a
Worlds
few
2.
Nintendo years. Right?
Yeah, probably you would think, but it's just, I mean, that's a hell of a fucking lineup,
That's a year.
man. That's a
Yeah.
fucking year right there. So, fingers crossed this is year. I mean, 3+4, 3 is my favorite. I know people, it's divisive between which was the best one, 3 or 2. It seems is what most people come down to, but
Mhm. I always see 2, but
yeah, I think it's kind of one of those, but yeah, I think the fan base would be amped. I think a lot of people really love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2, so yeah, they'd be happy
what do you
to
think this
finally
date
get it here.
means then?
I don't
Because
know.
you said at the
I don't know.
showcase. So what is this date?
Yeah, that
What do
guy
you
did tease a shadow drop at the showcase. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
wrong, and they're announcing it earlier. You know,
In March?
yeah, in March. Yeah, maybe they announce it there. Maybe they changed their
Think
mind on the whole
Xbox
shadow
has
drop thing, and they kind of want a
A
whole.
direct or something?
It's probably just more of an announcement. Like, here's a teaser trailer. Maybe even a. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it'd be, but or why Xbox wouldn't put this at the developer direct too,
Yeah.
if it is like that close
Exactly.
to being ready. Yeah, it's a good question as well. Maybe it's way further out, and they're just, here's a teaser announcement. We'll see you next year or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah. Or it could just be a teaser see at the showcase.
Yeah, could be that as well. So.
Something like that. Because they are, yeah, it's March 4th, right? That date? Yeah.
Yeah, March
4th.
4th. Yeah. So we'll see.
So-
We'll see, man. Very exciting stuff. I'm gonna have to re-download Call of Duty. Maybe it's in Call of Duty, or you get a skateboard or some shit. I don't know.
Maybe that's all it is, actually. It's just like
Kill
a
me.
Tony Hawk partnership for Call
Kill
of Duty.
me. Yeah, I'm going on a plane then if that happens.
What are you doing on the plane?
Well, we're gonna die because all the planes are going down. So that's what I'll do. I'll die. All right, moving on then. The Last of Us Season 2 will premiere on April 13th. We finally got a actual date for the premiere date. There it is, April 13th. I don't know if this came with like a new trailer or whatever.
They had the posters. It was
Okay.
Joel, Ellie, and Abby.
Okay, cool.
So I didn't see a new trailer. There probably is going to be one soon, especially with
Imagine they're
that release
probably
date.
putting out trailers left and right for
I
this
haven't
now.
seen any of the season 2 trailers yet. I'm honestly like, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not. I don't know why. I think I'm kind of just. I already know the story, and like, it's not gonna be better than the games. I was already on the fence of the stuff that they've changed in the show compared to the game already. So they're probably gonna change more, and yeah, like I'm gonna watch it probably.
Yeah, I worry about this one just because and this is becoming more and more of an issue. The Bella Ramsey just looks too young to be playing older Ellie now, you know? She was
That's
fine for
very true.
younger Ellie, but now she looks way too young. Like even these images I'm seeing, like it's just that's way too young, you know? It's like Ellie's much like taller now in part 2, you know?
I mean,
She's
it's
much more
5 year
older,
difference,
an
right?
adult now. Yeah, exactly. It's like they almost should have held off a little while, but like I think she's like in her 20s. She's not grown anymore, you know?
No, yeah, she's definitely older than she actually
Yeah,
was.
yeah. And what worries me about that specifically, and normally I wouldn't care because I don't think it matters too much, but what worries me about it specifically is now it's like kind of giving off like a PG-13 preteen action movie vibe, and that's not what The Last of Us 2
Or like
is,
one
you
of
know?
those fan films on YouTube.
It's giving off like Hunger Games or Maze Runner vibes to
Mm,
me, you know, and that
that's not a good.
worries me.
Yeah,
That's not what Last of Us is, you know. That's not what it should be at all, and that's kind of what it's looking like, you know.
you.
Just
So this is
because
from your
Caitlyn
reaction to
Dever
the
looks
trailer.
young too, from what I seen from that last trailer. I don't know when that came
Okay,
out, but and Caitlyn Dever looks young too, you know. She looks very young too. They both look like high schoolers, you know.
maybe they just gonna keep them at the similar age. That's why they chose somebody younger looking too for
Yeah,
Abby.
but then that just again, it just gives off Hunger Game vibes. Like it's like two teens fighting. It's like, all right, that's not really what this is supposed to be. So it's a little weird, but I don't know. We'll see here. It feels so soon for this. You know, I know it's already been 2 years,
Yeah.
but like it just feels so quick, and it's like maybe you guys should have took your time a little bit more here. Because it's only 7 episodes too for season 2.
What was the season 1? Was it 8?
I think it was 9.
It was 9.
Yeah. So it's like, okay,
So it's a
2 less
7, and they said this is
episodes.
all of the second game, right?
No, so they're splitting. They're saying 4 seasons now, which is already worrisome. Which is so now they're splitting the second game into 3 seasons
They're
already.
hoping that Neil gets out the third game soon.
I guess, but if they say they already have a plan for 3 more seasons, which means they already have a plan for Last of Us Part 2 to be split into 3 seasons. You know, so there isn't a third game.
So wow. So then
And
when the
even
third
if
game
there
comes
was
out,
a third game, it would be like that would be split into 2 seasons, I'd imagine, at least. You know, if they're
yeah,
splitting this one into 3 seasons.
just
So
milking it.
yeah, they're definitely milking it at this point, and it's just like, yeah, and if it is the plan to do part 3, you know, and wait for that to come out, and then maybe they're trying to drag out part 2, and then hope Neil, like you're saying, puts out part 3 in the meantime there somewhere, and that way they can keep it going. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah. You're making me even less excited for it. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, yeah. It is an odd one, so keep an eye on it. I'm certainly gonna watch it, but
I mean, okay, so there's a 3 season plan for 2, right? Is what you're telling me.
yeah.
So when does the big thing happen? End of season 1?
So Neil Druckmann is directing
Or
the
end of
second.
second season, I should say.
Neil Druckmann is directing the second episode of this season, and that's the only one he's directing. So people are kind of speculating that Joel's gonna die in that episode. Which would make sense with the game. That's when it would line up with the game, right?
Very
You figure
early.
the second episode.
And then have flashbacks. Is that
Yeah,
what you
and then
think they're
have
gonna do?
flashbacks. I think they're just gonna follow the game,
I
mostly,
think
not
that's
too
the best thing
many.
to do at this
Like
point.
there'll definitely be an episode like the Bill episode where they change something like that, and kind of focus on a different character or something like that.
Yeah,
I'd
I mean,
imagine.
they'll do the museum,
Yeah, I
right?
mean they're gonna
So
have to drag this out somehow, right? Especially if they're planning on doing 3 seasons of this. So there's certainly gonna be an oddball episode in there, I'd imagine. But I think for the most part they'll stick to the game. And yeah, I don't know. I'll be curious to see how people react to Joel dying, especially people that didn't play the game.
mhm.
How does that go now? Because it should be brutal. Like it should be
very in vain of Glenn dying on Walking Dead, right?
I mean, that's the point. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So and that turned a lot of people off from The Walking Dead. So we'll see. We'll see how this
yeah. That
goes.
whole finale of whatever season 6 finale, I
Yeah.
think it was, right?
Yeah. Well,
Killing.
particularly Glenn's death turned a lot of people off. Just the brutality of it.
I mean, he's supposed to. Abraham wasn't. Abraham, I think, dies in the graphic novel before that.
No, I get that,
But
but like watching Glenn get his head bashed in, which is very
everyone's favorite
similar to
character.
watching Joel get their head bashed in, turned a lot of
Yeah.
people off to the show. And so I'm wondering, will a lot of people get turned off from watching Joel get his head bashed in?
Hmm. Yeah. Do you think it's maybe a little different because of like one was a graphic novel into a show, one was a game into a show, one's HBO. Like, you think there's like a difference? One
Mm,
was what, FX or AMC?
yeah.
You think there's like a difference there? You think people are more accepting of something
Oh,
like
just
that
because
from
it's on
HBO?
HBO now?
Yeah, because they have like Game of Thrones and
I don't
like
think so. Not especially
that
not
kind of
these
thing.
days. Like it's all the same shit these days. You're just streaming it on whatever device now, you
That's
know?
true.
It's not like
Yeah,
yeah, it's not like it once was where like AMC I don't even
prime
think
time
was in like your
TV.
basic cable package, was it?
I think so. I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
if I remember correctly, AMC was like a
you
little
had to
bit
like
of an
get it.
upgrade, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. I know HBO was even more of an upgrade, but like I think
for sure.
AMC was also like a little bit of an upgrade if I remember correctly. Maybe that was just like my area or whatever cable
Yeah.
provider I was using back then. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's a
But
very
yeah,
good question.
today I think it's all just like the same shit, you know? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't really even matter where it's streaming from. People are watching it from all different things. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's it'll be interesting.
Very, very good question.
It'd be
Yeah.
very interesting to see the reaction to people that don't
Yeah.
play the games.
It's gonna be week to week, right?
Yeah. And I mean, look how much people turned on Naughty Dog just after Last of Us Part 2, you know?
And still have. I mean,
Still
it
have,
hasn't
yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
I think whether we obviously we don't really agree with that turn on them, but like whether we agree with it or not, like I think the studio's name, at least for the foreseeable future, has like a bit of a like a stain on it. I don't think that I don't think it should be, but it look what happened when they showed off Intergalactic.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't like a glowing response of like, oh, it's Naughty Dog's new game. It's like, no, it's like people just weren't accepting of it because it's Naughty Dog now. Really,
Yeah,
really
well,
weird.
Daniel it had a bald woman in it, so you can't do
Oh,
that.
excuse us.
You
Yeah,
can't do that. You should know
yeah.
that by now, Naughty Dog. Come on. Feminism. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's very I wonder with Naughty Dog, does that translate to loss in sales? Does that actually do
Hmm.
anything? Or has this all made them more popular, you know? Has this put
Well,
out the Naughty Dog name even more now?
is Last of Us Part Two sold very well, but it definitely didn't sell as good as it should have, right? Especially compared to Part One or Last of Us One. Intergalactic, I don't think we'll know. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a new IP, so it's tougher, but maybe more people would be excited because it's new from them. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder, does this rah rah, I don't want a woman protagonist in my game? Does that actually translate to, do you guys actually not go out and buy it then? Do you people actually put your money where
I
your
mean,
mouth
Horizon
is?
sells well.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I just don't believe it with a lot of the online chatter there. Like, I don't believe a lot of those guys where it's just like, no, I don't buy it. You know, I think you guys are going to see gameplay for it and be like, oh, that looks awesome. And you're still going to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
But we'll see. So yeah, April 13th for that. Next up, then Pokemon is getting another Pokemon Presents later this month. That'll be next week, Thursday, February 27th. Daniel, what are you expecting from the Pokemon Presents?
Um, I would assume we're getting the ZA. Was it Legends ZA? Is that what they're calling that whole game? Pokemon Legends
Must
ZA?
be
Is
that
it
is like the subtitle
like
for it now.
Legends Arceus?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. Well, we have I still have Fantasy Critic pulled up. I think Sloan could. Who's the name of it? Okay, yeah, it does say it says Legends Z Pokemon Legends ZA. That is the official title. Um, so we're gonna see that for sure. It's coming out this year. They're gonna put a date on it probably. I'm gonna guess probably November. If I would put a time somewhere in that area, that's usually where Pokemon likes to go. It's either end of the year or like the beginning of the year. It's already too late for that. So, um, I don't know if we'll see any remakes though. I think there's only 2 options you'd get. You'd probably get another Let's Go game, or the Gen 5 remake. Do you know when the Gen 4 remake was? I think you played a little bit of it, didn't you?
Yeah, I beat that. That was Diamond, right?
Yeah,
Um,
Brilliant Diamond, Shining
yeah,
Pearl.
yeah, I beat that. 22, I think.
That was 22.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that the same year as something, wasn't it? That come out like the same year as a different Pokemon thing?
Oh yeah, no. Arceus came out the same year as
Same year as
Scarlet.
Scarlet. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
that's what
both
it was.
23.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Um, so it's been a few years since a different gen remake. So maybe they do that. And maybe there'd be like another spin-off, like a Pokken tournament or something.
Where's Pokemon
Something like that.
Sleep?
Pokemon Sleep. That's
Yeah,
the
where's
only game they show.
Pokemon Sleep. That's what I want. I want to sleep. Do you think there's any chance we see the next gen Pokemon?
Ooh, this year, no.
No.
They're gonna focus on Legends EA. Um, yeah, I don't think they would tease it because if anything, it would come out next year.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's the right place right now to do it. They usually don't have too big of a hype cycle like that for Pokemon because we get so many games. So I'd say probably get an announcement for that next year. Then it come out at the end of next year.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So we'll go over the Pokemon Presents next week. Should be some interesting things. Yeah, I know people were hoping for a Nintendo Direct this month just because they've always done a Nintendo Direct in February, but
Mhm.
I guess they're just holding it off for the big one in April.
I think they might as well
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
show everything.
Yeah, I know people are speculating, especially because there's that Kirby game that got trademarked, which is a remake or remaster, whatever you want to call it,
Find a robot.
of the robot one, yeah, whatever it is.
I know that people love that game.
Yeah, and that's so I think people are expecting that to come out like soon, like very soon, like before Switch 2. So I think people are speculating that there'd be a direct sometime this month to
Maybe
announce
like an
that,
early
maybe some
March
other
direct.
random shit. Yeah, I guess they could still do it if they wanted to,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's typically Nintendo has always had a direct in February, so a little weird not to, but
They usually like to set up their
different
year,
for
right?
Nintendo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next up, then, Annapurna will be holding their first interactive showcase of the year on the 24th. So that'll be next week, Monday. And we can also go over that next week on the show. You know, it's interesting to me because Annapurna had all those layoffs last year.
People just left. Yeah.
Yeah, where it seemed like their entire publishing team just up and left. So, very interesting that they're continuing on here. They must have hired up again, got a new team going or whatever. It's I suppose it's not the end of the world because it's the publishing team, and it's like, okay, you can still hire more people to find games to publish for you and stuff like that. But still had to be a bump in the road there for them.
Yeah. So what are they going to be showing off? Have they even really said many
Yeah, I
of the
don't know.
games?
I mean, Wanderstop comes out next month already.
Stop.
That
Yeah.
has a date.
Is
I don't
is it in the
know
tweet?
what else is in Annapurna's lineup here. I don't. Can you
Okay. So
let's look?
yeah, there is a video, but that might just be a video too when it goes up. Okay. So in here, I guess, I don't know, Skin Deep. You've heard of that game. Real
In deep?
World.
No. Oh, Wheel World.
Fairway.
Okay. That one should definitely. That game looks awesome, actually.
Flush Foil. Oh, To a T. I remember that one. That was
I
that.
don't remember
That was
one.
that like kid-looking game that you have a character that is doing like a T-pose the whole time.
Oh, Mixtape, which was shown at the Xbox Direct last year.
Oh, Mixtape.
That's Annapurna as well. Okay, yeah, that game looks awesome. Okay, so they do got a good amount of stuff here to actually show off.
Oh, I have a one that just went to my head. What about that Silent Hill game that they're supposed to be doing?
Oh yeah, that Townfall
Remember they're
thing?
publishing?
Yeah.
Remember they're publishing a Silent Hill thing.
Well, if you remember
Maybe
too, they're supposed to be making that Blade Runner game. But if I remember correctly, that developer, the director of the game, no longer works at Annapurna. So, and that was supposed to be like Annapurna's first own game.
First,
Like they
yeah.
were making their own studio to make that game, right? So, that's interesting as well. I wonder what's going on with that, if we'll hear from that at all. So, yeah, there's a lot of things I guess Annapurna can talk about here.
Yeah. I mean, they're like one of the indie darling publishers. So
Right. Yeah.
they're gonna have some good stuff to show.
Cool,
We'll definitely
yeah.
watch it.
We'll talk about that next week then.
Next up then. NetEase has seemingly laid off an entire team that worked on Marvel Rivals, including the game's director. This seemingly is the whole Seattle-based team, which was like 20 some odd people, has just been entirely laid off here, and including the game's director. Danny, I know you're super
Yeah,
into Marvel Rivals right now.
Yeah, so there's a little bit more to the story. So it seems like he's not the main director, and those aren't main developers. Those are the Seattle team, the main director, main team for NetEase, and this was like a support studio. It seems like NetEase is streamline the games division and trying to do less overseas for them and try to keep it in house in China. Yeah, I love Marvel. I don't know what that means for the game because they're still pumping out. They just announced Human Torch is about to come out, and so is The Thing.
Ooh.
Fantastic Four. They already had Mr. for like a month now. They're gonna put out those two. So it seems like they're still pumping out updates. I don't know what it means for battle base. There's more people getting laid off.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting they went this route, considering the success of Marvel Rivals, right? Like that game seems seemingly huge right now. So
The smash hit, yeah.
right, yeah. So you figured they wouldn't have to lay off anyone because they're raking in the dough, right? But yeah, I guess they want to cut corners here a little bit and cut off some of the fat, get rid of the Seattle team, and just keep it in house, like you were saying. So, all right, whatever. I guess they can do what
So
they
your
want to
game
do.
fails,
It's
you know,
unfortunate, yeah.
you get laid off.
Right.
Your game succeeds.
Yeah, it's
You get laid off.
laid off. You're just getting laid off no matter what. So
Yeah, everyone's just getting laid
yeah,
off.
it's rough out there. It's definitely rough out there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have too much to say on it. I'm not particularly a fan of the game, but yeah, unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought this was just a really odd story to hear from a game that's so successful.
Yeah. Hopefully these people find new jobs. I mean, they just created a smash hit, right? In the multiplayer space, which is rare as fuck these days. So
Yeah, doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. So yeah, hopefully
It came out in the same year the Concord did.
right. Yeah, it went up against that. Jesus.
Yeah.
Remember when they had the audacity to show this and Concord at the same state of play?
yeah. I forgot that happened.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, they're showing Iron Man shooting a laser.
Like,
They're
hey,
like,
guy, here's like virtually the
here's
same
Concord.
game. Here's fucking Iron Man. Here's Star Child.
You're gonna like Star Child.
Which one are you guys gonna play? You know. Our last news story then. Last year's popular indie horror game Mouthwashing will finally be making its way to consoles sometime this year. Daniel, I know you like this game a lot.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I think they're doing like a physical release too. I don't think Xbox is getting the physical. They're getting it.
Never.
I think
physical for
Switch.
Xbox.
Yeah, it's really weird for Xbox physical. PlayStation and Switch.
Tough out there. Tough out there if you're a physical guy on Xbox.
Yeah, brutal. So brutal.
Even like the portions at stores have their Xbox
Yeah.
thing is just narrowing down more and more every you go to Walmart.
It's like mostly
now.
Switch, and then you get a little some PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then almost nothing for
Yeah.
the Xbox.
Yeah, man. The
Very weird.
physical media is definitely dying. So but yeah, this is cool. I will play this game when it comes out.
I was just gonna
for-
ask, is this you're gonna play it now?
Yeah, I will play it on PlayStation whenever it comes out sometime this year.
Awesome.
So yeah, I look forward to that. I know it's supposed to be
Yeah.
very good.
It's a one-nighter for sure.
Cool. Yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah, I
Alright.
think you'll love it.
Cool. We can now get on to what we've been playing. Daniel, you playing anything?
Yeah, I played some more Silent Hill this morning, actually. I'm still in the hospital.
Fuck that hospital.
This hospital's it's huge.
Yeah, it's a
There's
big
so much to
hospital.
do in this hospital.
Big
That's like
hospital.
half the game.
No.
Because I was in like the main hospital, and now I'm in like flipped version of the hospital or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what's bigger,
like,
the hospital or the prison. They're both like equally the same size.
So both of those like
Those are the two biggest.
multi levels and like
Yeah,
all that kind of
the
stuff.
the
Okay.
prison's just like one floor, but it's like multiple different rooms, and then yeah, the hospital is the one with multiple different floors.
Okay. Yeah, so I flipped it to like I got like choke slammed by Pyramid Head.
Hell yeah.
through the
That's
top
hot.
rope into through the floor. Then I
Oh, is
woke
that
up
when he
and
fucking jump scares you on the roof?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fuck that. Popped out
And
of
he
nowhere.
just throws you. Yeah. And then I was trying to get unlock this box. So I unlocked the box. And then there was no, and then I have to get the rings for the door.
Okay. Yeah.
I couldn't tell how many rings there were. I got 2 rings. That kind of puts in your head where I'm at. I just
I don't remember how many there
ran
were.
back into Maria.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I found another ring. That's
Okay.
kind of where I'm at. So
Okay.
I don't even know if you know how.
Yeah, I like how Maria was like, I'm gonna take a nap in this room. Like, lady, do you know what we're doing right now?
Yeah, I don't know where we are.
You're gonna take a
sleep there.
nap in this creepy hospital. That's where you
Mhm.
wanna nap right now.
Good luck. I'm out of here.
Okay. Like, if that's what you want to do, lady. Like, Jesus Christ, like, go out.
And then,
I'd rather go outside, you know?
the worst part is she has the audacity to say you left me there.
Oh yeah.
Whatever, lady. You're
Lady,
sleeping in.
Like, do you
in
know
this
where
weird
we are? Like, do you know what's going on right now?
I am beating these nurses to death that have pipes and knives, and you're sleeping.
I would
right
always
there.
go back in the room and check on her because I was like, okay, she's got to be dead by now.
No,
Surely,
I didn't care.
surely someone walked in there and fucking murdered her. Oh, and then that fucking little kid. She fucking,
yeah, Laura.
little bastard.
Yeah, she locked the door behind me.
Yeah, what a bitch.
I was being nice. I was trying to get her letter
It's like,
or whatever.
do any of you know what's going on? Like, are you guys fucking psychopaths? Like, what is
Little
this?
kid running around.
Little kid running around. This bitch trying to take a nap. Like, come on, come on, people.
What are these people doing?
Yeah,
Eddie just eating food.
Oh, Eddie's
what is
having
he
a
eating?
good time.
Pizza?
Eddie's
Yeah.
having a great time. Yeah, man. He was.
Where's he getting
He
the
was
pizza?
shoveling ice cream into his mouth at one point.
Yeah.
In the movie theater. It's like, what are you?
Where's he
doing, man?
getting this food?
I don't know, man. Eddie just eating. You know, he just grabbing whatever.
So he's just eating rotten food, is what you're
He's
saying.
just eating rotten food, I guess. Yeah. Eddie don't give a fuck. You know.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, pretty disgusting, man. Eddie's a weird dude. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm,
so that's
I'm
kind of
glad
where
you're,
I am. I don't know
tuning in on
how
Silent Hill.
far
Uh,
that is. I know I'm not even done with the hospital. So.
yeah, you gotta get done with the hospital and then get into the prison. And,
Is that the next section that I have?
Yeah, you go outside for a little bit and stuff happens, and then you'll make your way to the prison.
Okay.
Yeah. Have fun.
All right. Yeah.
Have fun with the
I
prison.
can't wait to go to prison.
Prison is fucking horrible, dude.
Why is the prison horrible?
It's
Don't.
dark. It's
I want you to
dark,
tell me,
man.
but I don't.
It's
dark.
It's dark and scary, Daniel. And
So
there's
turn off the light. Is what you're
there's
saying.
prison monsters and oh, you know, the mannequins, they can crawl on the wall and ceiling now when you get to the prison. Have fun. Have a good
Which
time.
ones are those? Those the leg people?
Yeah, the leg people. Yeah.
The leg people are funny because you'll just walk in to a place and they're just standing.
Oh yeah, they stand next to the other mannequins. You know, like, oh, you can't see me. You don't know.
Yeah,
it's like,
I know you're there.
I see you. It'll still scare me too. You know, it's like I see you and they'll jump out. And I'll still.
The other guys at least skitter around.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that's
the
a
little
little spooky.
slimy motherfuckers on the floor.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Creepy ass game.
The nurses take way too many hits.
Yeah. You
I'm trying not to use the
You
gun.
need the shotgun on them. Yeah.
See, I could just be using bullets, but I'm not. I'm just beating them with the pipe.
Yeah. Use the bullets. You don't need as many as you think.
Yeah,
You do
I'm
need a
saving them
lot.
for the boss fights.
Yeah. The boss fights still, but they they're generous with the ammo on boss fights, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Maybe I should start shooting more.
Cool. I'm glad you're playing it though. That it then?
Yeah, Like a Dragon game comes out tomorrow.
Ooh, cool. You
It's already
gonna jump in on that?
Yeah, but I should beat Silent Hill first.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to run through that real quick. I mean, you don't have not too long a game. Like, you don't have that much left, I would say. I mean,
Yeah.
you got a lot left, but not I'd say you probably have 10-ish hours left, so
Okay,
right around there.
that's fair.
Then me, I have been playing Avowed since
That's
last
awesome.
week. Yeah,
Exciting.
when it unlocked. This game is fucking rad, man. This
Yes,
game
it
is,
is.
I'm very much enjoying Avowed. I like it quite a bit. Most impressive part thus far is the combat, by far, dude.
Very
The
fun.
combat is fucking awesome in this game. There's so many different mechanics that they added in that you would just think like, oh, holy shit, like what if Skyrim did this or that or whatever, you know? There's like a parry mechanic that you can use your shield and time it the
Cool.
block right, and then you block them back and it does a little animation, you can hit them. There's a dodge mechanic, so you can like tap A and jump sideways or back and forth.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of shit.
But you also have like you can like tell your people to do moves, right?
Yeah, you can tell
That's
your people
different
to
than
do
Skyrim.
moves. Yeah, for sure. The companions definitely feel like definitely more part of the battle. It's really cool and like, you know, you run into a group and like yesterday I like ran into like a boss fight sort of thing where like the boss fights are interesting because like the boss will just get like a big health bar above it, and you know, he'll be like much harder to hit, and he'll do special moves and stuff like that, and he'll have a lot more health than the other enemies. But it was cool because I just like I went for the boss, and then my two companions went towards the side guys, and it was like a movie scene where all of us were just fighting different things at once, and it's like, oh, that's very cool. And they just do a lot of different things in combat. The dual wielding's awesome. Like, dude, you can dual wield just about anything. So I had a sword and a magic book in the other hand, so I'm like casting fire spells
That's what I
and
would do.
slashing him
Yeah.
with the sword and stuff like that. So what I've been doing, what I've kind of settled on, is sword and shield, and then you can switch out the what do you call it, loadout or whatever you want to call it. I know it's called a
Okay.
new term or whatever, but like, so then you can press Y and just immediately switch. And then on my switch I've been using the magic book, so like if I want to like step back, I'll switch and then pull out the book, cast fire, electricity, or ice or whatever, right? And then switch back to my sword and shield, go back,
Okay.
start hitting them. Yeah. And
Do you have enough like skill points to be able to do that?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So like, there's obviously there's like a magic bar, there's a health bar, and all that type of shit. And yeah, obviously you upgrade those throughout the game, the ability points and stuff like that. So yeah, just kind of think that, and that's basically what I've been doing. There's guns too. For a little while, I was walking
Mhm.
around with a sword and a pistol, and it's
Yeah,
kind
that'd be
of,
cool too.
you know, it's kind of like older guns, right? So it's
Yeah, like
like
flintlock
just kind of one
pistols.
shot, yeah, flintlock pistol type thing, or there's like a big two-handed gun that takes forever to load and stuff like that. So I was kind of treating the guns more like a shotgun type of thing, where it's just like, you know, one big hit with the gun, then go in with sword and do that. I didn't like love the guns too much, but it's awesome that they're there. And then there's bow and arrow as well. They just thought of like everything you could want in this gameplay system that you can do, you know, and I think it's like really cool for that. And like, then there's also like really cool other mechanics. Like I was fighting on the beach and we were like slightly in the water. I electrocuted the water and it electrocuted the enemies, you know,
Cool.
just shit like that, you know, like Bioshock type thing.
I
You
was
can, like,
just thinking Bioshock. Yeah.
yeah. Or you could like, you know, there was like a ledge I was trying to get to that was past this like little river, so I froze the river, right? And then I landed on that platform, jumped up on that, jumped on the edge, and stuff like that is really cool. The exploration in this game is also standing out to me as like really well done. There's just treasure chests everywhere you look with little rewards in them, or just like NPCs you could find in other hidden areas and stuff like that. And the game's beautiful too. The scenery
It looks
is just,
very colorful.
yeah, it's very colorful. You know, the colors very much pop out at you and stuff like that. And then the scenery is just like really cool, really well done, really cool looking. I guess my only negative so far is like the main story hasn't really quite hooked me yet. There's kind of like two different things going on here. So you are a godlike, which means like you were touched by a god as a child, and so now you're kind of morphed. And like, so people immediately call you out on that whenever you meet an NPC. They're like, "Oh my god, a godlike!" You know, it's like, I guess it's like some rare special thing in this universe, right? I don't know like too much about it yet. I'm assuming I'm gonna get more about that in the main story. And so, anyways, you were sent to the Living Lands, which is like this further away place to investigate this sort of disease that's going on. And you're trying to like figure that out for the emperor of like your mainland, but at the same time they're trying to settle the Living Lands, like your emperor is trying to settle the Living Lands so it becomes like part of his empire. And so you were kind of sent over there by him to investigate this thing, but it seems like you were also sent over to kind of settle the land a little bit and like try to claim it as this empire's, or like it kind of seems
Interesting.
like that's like the B plot a little
Yeah.
bit. And there's like a whole like rebellion aspect of people fighting against that in the Living Land. And then there's the whole you know, army that's trying to conquer the Living Land as well. And so there's kind of that dynamic there, and that's where like a lot of the tension's going to come from, I think, and a lot of the choice and consequence is going to come from that.
And that's kind of interesting so far because they haven't really given me like a good reason to be on the Emperor's side, other than in the beginning I was told I was sent by the Emperor. You know, it's like I almost wish I had a scene or two with the Emperor, and like so I like actually cared to be on that side. You know, because I wish it feels very like black and white right now. Like it feels
Yeah.
very much like the Emperor is the bad side and the good side are the rebels that are trying to remain free. You know, and
Yeah,
I
you
kind
would
of
think
wish
that
there was more of that gray line at the moment.
they didn't really do that in Outer Worlds though, too. Like I'm with you. You'd want it to be, hey, here's good bad, but Outer Worlds was very much like you can side with the bad people and it just
Yeah.
be that, you know. But
Yeah.
like they didn't really give you a reason in Outer Worlds to like go that way
Yeah.
unless you just wanted to do the evil choice. So that maybe that's the
Exactly. It
same.
just always kind of feels like, hey, it's do you want to be evil or do you want to be good? And it's like, you know, life isn't like that, you know, so I don't really
Yeah,
want the game to be too much like that. But I don't know. I'm
sure.
still pretty early in and I haven't done too much of the main story yet, so I won't speak like too much on it. And we'll see how it all plays out there. But I am intrigued thus far. Like the world is very cool, so I am intrigued enough with the main story. And then same thing with characters so far too, is like I'm not like totally in love with any of them yet, but I am intrigued with all of them and I'm getting like hints of their backstory and stuff. So still early days on the game, but I'm definitely very much enjoying it thus far.
How
Shout out
much
to
have you
the
played?
guy that voices Garrus because he's like your main companion. He's like the first
Oh,
one you
that's
get.
awesome.
Yeah, it just
He's your
sounds
number
like
one.
it just
Yeah,
sounds just like Garrus too. So it's just like, all right, cool. I got Garrus, and
yeah, of
he's
course you
like
do.
a giant blue ogre thing. So I'm like, oh, okay,
Okay,
that's cool. That's cool. He looks like
keep him
a
in your party.
yeah. I'll keep him there for now. I only have 2 right now, so we'll continue on with that. How much have I played? Probably like 6 to 8 hours. I'd
6
say.
games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right around there. So
I think it's supposed to be
good
what,
chunk.
20 to 30.
Yeah, I think you can get through it quite quick, but I don't know. I'm gonna take my time with this one and let it flesh out a little bit. I think that's probably the best route to go with this type of thing, and yeah, see what I can find.
Well, I know you're early in the game, but I would like to know, can I talk my way through this entire game just like I did Outer Worlds? Can I like
Mm,
talk and hack
I mean, I've
or block
certainly
it?
talked my way out of situations thus far. I mean, you're fighting much more than you did in the Outer Worlds in this, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's
Oh, is there skill points I could just like max my talk?
yeah, you
Can I
could, you
can I
could,
do that?
yeah, you can do that. Yeah, that's all there. But Outer Worlds was much less combat than this thus far. I'd say, you know,
Okay.
it's like you're fighting something. If you go out into the wild, you're fighting something, you know. And like Outer Worlds had that too, but not as much as
You can
this. You
kind of
know,
run past things in Outer Worlds.
they want to show off the combat because they put their all into this game's combat. You can tell, and and it's great. So yeah, they definitely want to show off the game's combat. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely talk your way out of stuff too, as you'd expect with any Obsidian game, right?
Okay. I was just yeah, I want to be able to talk encounters with like the big villains, not necessarily like the minions. You know, you can
Yeah,
fight those, but
yeah.
I'm curious if you could do that.
Yeah,
Like talk down
certainly,
the main
certainly
villain.
can. Yeah. I don't know if it's to the extent that you could in Outer Worlds, but you definitely can.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, gonna keep playing that. Other games coming out pretty soon here, so look forward to all that. Should be
Yeah,
good times
Monster
ahead.
Hunter next week, next Friday.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
It's the
playing that
big
one.
one. That's the first big one. I guess
Yeah,
Yakuza
you're
for
gonna
me,
get
but
that. Yeah.
I'll be playing Yakuza, and I want to play Avowed. I'll have to find time for Avowed at some point.
Yeah. Alright, cool. That will do it for the Nerd Gods podcast then, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to us over at youtube.com/nerdicgods. You can also find us available on all audio platforms. Daniel, anything else you'd like to say?
I know Sims is listening. GTA is coming out.
It's coming out,
Telling you,
Sims. Sorry.
gonna hurt you really badly.
Sorry, bud. You just lost. You just lost because of that. You know, you had to counterpick it. You could have counterpicked anything else. You know,
Anything. There's
maybe he
other games
doesn't.
to do.
How disappointing would it be if it does get delayed, though? That would
Oh, we don't
suck.
want to see him win.
I still don't think he would.
Yeah, true.
But maybe I don't know. Maybe a 3D Mario comes out. Maybe you would. Maybe you would. We'll see though.
Who
All
knows
right,
about that?
everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.